Once upon a time, in a tiny village nestled in the rolling hills of a lush countryside, there lived a little boy named Jack. Jack was a curious and adventurous boy with bright blue eyes and messy brown hair. He lived with his mother in a small cottage on the outskirts of the village. One sunny morning, Jack's mother called him into the kitchen. "Jack, we need to talk," she said gently. "We've run out of food, and our cow, Daisy, is the only thing we have left of value. I'm sending you to the market to sell her." Jack loved Daisy, but he understood the situation. He took the cow's halter, and they set off towards the bustling market in the village center. As they walked, Jack patted Daisy on the neck, feeling a bit sad about what was going to happen. At the market, Jack saw many colorful stalls selling all sorts of goods. He met various friendly villagers, from Mrs. Thompson selling fresh vegetables to Mr. Harrison offering handmade wooden toys. But Jack's attention was diverted when he spotted a peculiar old man standing on the side, calling out to passers. The old man wore a long brown coat with shiny buttons and had a top hat on his head. He beckoned Jack closer, eyeing Daisy with interest. "Ah, young lad, I see you're selling a fine cow. I'm willing to make you a deal. I'll give you these magic beans for her." Jack looked at the beans doubtfully. "Magic beans?" he asked. The old man smiled slyly. "Yes, they're special. Plant them in the garden, and you'll see wonders." Jack thought for a moment. It sounded like a strange proposition, but something about the old man's words intrigued him. He agreed to the trade, handing over Daisy's halter for the handful of beans. When Jack returned home, his mother was shocked. "Beans? You've traded our cow for beans?" "Oh, Jack." She sighed, her eyes welling up with tears. Jack felt terrible, realizing he might have made a mistake. However, his mother, trying to make the best of the situation, decided to plant the beans in their garden that night, under the light of the full moon. "Maybe these beans are indeed special," she said, attempting to sound optimistic. The next morning, Jack woke up early and rushed to the garden. To his amazement, a gigantic beanstalk had grown overnight, towering above their cottage and disappearing into the clouds. Jack's eyes widened in wonder. Wow! The beans were magic. Feeling adventurous, Jack decided to climb the beanstalk. He ascended higher and higher, the air growing cooler and the clouds looking closer. Finally, he reached the top and stepped into a mystical world. Jack saw a beautiful garden filled with sparkling flowers and towering trees. A path led him to a magnificent castle in the distance. As he approached, he heard a loud, thunderous voice. "Fee-fi-fo-fum, I smell the blood of an Englishman." Suddenly, a giant appeared. He was enormous, with a wild look in his eyes and a long, golden beard. Jack trembled but stood still. The giant's wife, a kind-hearted giantess, welcomed Jack into their castle. She offered him a warm meal and told him about her husband's love for collecting golden eggs from a magical hen. The giantess whispered to Jack, "If you can steal the golden hen, you'll be rich and able to take care of your mother." Jack thought this was a great idea and decided to sneak into the treasure room that night. Under the light of the moon, Jack crept into the room and found the golden hen. He carefully took the hen and ran back down the beanstalk. The giant woke up, furious, and shouted, "Thief! Thief!" But Jack was already gone, safely back home with the hen. Jack and his mother lived comfortably for a while, thanks to the golden eggs. However, Jack's curiosity got the best of him, and he climbed the beanstalk again. This time, he aimed to steal a magical harp that could play enchanting melodies. The giant chased Jack once more, but our brave little hero managed to escape with a harp. Jack's mother was overjoyed with the new treasure, but they knew the giant wouldn't give up easily. Determined to outsmart the giant for good, Jack climbed the beanstalk a final time. He learned that the giant had a magical goose that laid golden eggs. Jack's plan was to steal the goose and bring an end to the giant's pursuit. The giant, anticipating Jack's move, had set a trap. Jack narrowly escaped the giant's clutches and ran down the beanstalk with the goose. In a fit of rage, the giant followed, descending the beanstalk. Jack, anticipating this, had prepared an axe. As the giant climbed down, Jack chopped the beanstalk, causing the giant to fall. The giant landed with a thud and didn't move again. With the giant defeated and the magic goose laying golden eggs for them, Jack and his mother lived a happy and prosperous life. Jack learned the value of bravery, cleverness, and the importance of taking care of his family. From that day on, Jack looked after the goose and the magical hen, ensuring his mother never had to worry about food or money again. The villagers celebrated Jack's cleverness, and the legend of Jack and the Beanstalk spread far and wide. Years went by, and Jack grew up to be a wise and kind man, always ready for the next adventure that came his way. He never forgot the magic beans that started it all and lived happily ever after with his mother, surrounded by the wonders of their enchanted world. As Jack and his mother lived happily ever after, they decided to use the golden eggs and the magical harp's enchanting melodies to help those in need. They shared their good fortune with the villagers, and soon, the entire village prospered. The villagers celebrated Jack's bravery and cleverness with a grand festival. Jack's mother beamed with pride as her son was hailed as a hero. From then on, Jack was known as the bravest and most resourceful boy in the village. One day, the old man who traded the magic beans for Daisy appeared again. This time, however, he wasn't so sly. He had changed his ways and wanted to make amends for his past tricks. Jack and his mother forgave him, and he became a friend to the family. The magical goose continued to lay golden eggs, and the hen sang sweet melodies. Jack's mother used the golden eggs to create delicious meals for the villagers, and the magical harp's music brought joy and harmony to the community. Years went by, and Jack grew up to be a wise and kind leader. He used the lessons he learned from his adventures to help others. The villagers loved and respected him, and the legend of Jack and the Beanstalk lived on, inspiring future generations.